Hey, basketball fans. Today, we've got some jaw-dropping news about Caitlin Clark. In the Fever's recent game against the Las Vegas Aces, Clark was hit with her 6th technical foul of the season. What does this mean? Well, she's just one technical away from a one-game suspension. Stick around because we're breaking down everything that happened in this game, from Clark's controversial call to how it impacts her playoff run. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's dive right into what went down. First things first, let's talk about Caitlin Clark's incredible achievement. In this game against the Aces, she broke the WNBA single-season assist record. That's right, folks, Clark dished out her 317th assist, making her the leader in a category where she has consistently dominated since her college days at Iowa. But here's the kicker: on a night that should have been all about celebrating this historic feat, things took a wild turn. It happened in the opening minutes of the game. Caitlin was defending against Tiffany Hayes when she knocked the Aces guard to the floor. The whistle blew, and out of sheer frustration, Clark slammed her hands against the basket support. In an instant, the referee hit her with a technical foul, her 6th of the season. The WNBA has a strict rule: 7 technical fouls mean an automatic one-game suspension. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Was this technical foul really justified, or was it an overreaction from the refs? From what we saw, Clark's reaction, while emotional, didn't seem extreme. It was frustration, sure, but was it really worth a technical foul that could cost her future games? Let me know what you think in the comments below. After the game, Caitlin didn't hold back in the press conference. She made it clear that she's frustrated with how the refs have been calling her technicals this season. And who could blame her? This wasn't the first time she's felt wronged by these calls. She even mentioned trying to appeal past technical fouls, but the WNBA hasn't granted her any exceptions. Caitlin said, and I quote, "They're never going to overturn that. It's just one of the rules, I guess, of the game. But half of my technicals this year were from situations that were totally avoidable, and I think it's just unfortunate." She even brought up past games, like the time she got a tech against Minnesota for what she called inadvertent contact. She's definitely been on the receiving end of some questionable calls, and this latest one has fans and analysts talking. So, what does this mean for Clark and the Fever going forward? With only 2 games left in the regular season, every technical foul counts. The Fever are set to face the Dallas Wings and the Washington Mystics, and if Clark gets another tech, she'll be suspended for a game. The good news? The WNBA resets technical foul counts once the playoffs start, so if she does get suspended, it'll only affect regular season games. But here's the real twist: if she gets called for a tech in the last 2 games, Clark would serve her suspension in the first game next season. That means this potential suspension could linger long after the Fever's playoff run. Let's talk more about Caitlin's struggles with refereeing this season. Not only has she dealt with technical fouls, but she's also voiced her frustrations with other calls, or lack thereof. For example, in a recent game against the Minnesota Lynx, Caitlin was knocked to the floor by Napheesa Collier in what many felt was a clear foul. But guess what? No whistle. After that game, Caitlin said she felt she wasn't getting the calls she deserved, particularly on mid-range jump shots. And in the game against the Aces, it felt like déjà vu. She was visibly frustrated, and that's what led to this latest technical. What do you think? Has Caitlin Clark been unfairly targeted by refs this season, or does she need to work on managing her emotions during games? Drop your thoughts below. Fever head coach Christie Sides also weighed in on the situation. In her press conference, she didn't put all the blame on the refs. She made it clear that Caitlin needs to keep her emotions in check, especially in the early stages of the game. Sides said, "We've got to make sure we don't let outside things affect us. We've got to handle those frustrations better. It's a delicate balance, right? You want your star player to be competitive and passionate, but at the same time, those emotions can't lead to costly technicals." Coach Sides is absolutely right. These little lapses can hurt the team in crucial moments. So, where does this leave Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever? She's just one technical away from a suspension, but with the playoffs looming, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Fever are fighting for their first playoff appearance since 2016, and they'll need Caitlin on the court, not sitting out due to a suspension. But with just 2 games left in the regular season, Caitlin will need to walk a fine line. What do you think, sports fans? Will Caitlin be able to keep her cool and avoid that costly 7th technical foul? Or is a suspension inevitable? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of our breakdowns. Stay tuned for more updates as the Fever inch closer to the playoffs. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on all things WNBA and Caitlin Clark, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Let me know in the comments which players or moments you'd like me to cover next. Until next time, keep loving the game.